Hey robot fans, welcome back to the build. Today we are going to cut out the visor and cut out the teeth, and we're also going to start prepping the head for paint. Is this thing on? Okay, we're going to start with the visor. We have a collection of tools here to help us cut through it. We're going to start by drilling a bunch of holes all around, and then we're going to connect them with either a cutting tool. We have a saw here. We have all different kinds of stuff to help us get this visor going. So let's get started with that. Okay, we got a good number of holes in here. I think I did pretty good not messing anything up. One of these holes right here is just a little bit closer to the edge than I would have liked. I think I got a little groove in there, nothing I can't fix later. So now we're going to cut through all the holes and see if we can get a nice cut out of this visor. Okay, I got a good chunk of that visor cut out, and the rest of it, all this rough stuff, I'm going to do with a Dremel and a sander outside. It's getting a little dusty as it is with the saw, so definitely not going to use the Dremel. Just like the last time I was outside with the Dremel, there's really nothing secret happening here. I'm just using it to get rid of everything that's not needed while not messing up the parts that are needed. I used the Dremel for most of it. I also used a hand saw to cut off some of the bigger chunks. I did a lot of hand sanding with some 60 grit sandpaper. Then I drilled out the teeth some more and used a needle file to get those shaped properly. All in all, this took about a half an hour. I'm not going to bore you with all of that footage, so let's just cut straight to the end. Okay, here's some progress on the helmet. I got the main shapes cut out, all of the teeth and the visor area. Definitely gonna have to clean up some of these edges a little bit. Took some chunks out where I probably shouldn't have. Nothing a little bondo can't fix. Next time I'm going to cut out these 3 slits back here. I'm pretty sure that these get cut out, and then we are going to start sanding down everything and getting the head nice and smooth and ready for paint. It looks like it's about to start raining here, so I think I have to call it a day, but yeah, good progress today, and we'll pick it up next time the weather's good. So next up are these 3 little slits in the back of the helmet. I'm going to highlight them here just in case they can't be seen. I'm going to use this cutting tool, and I'm just going to attempt to dip it into the slit there, make a little incision, 1, 2, 3, and then use a file to file out the rest of the slit. I don't trust my steady hand enough to go all the way up and down, so I think just manually filing it out will be the best way to go. I really wish you could see my face as I make this first cut, because it is the look of instant regret. The Dremel was not the tool of choice for making the initial cut. The sawing with the needle file was a good plan, but I think I would have been much better off if I had started with maybe just drilling 2 small holes and then using the needle file. The recess that this panel is on that contains the slits is much deeper than I thought, so when I went in there with that cutting disc, it came in at such an angle that I immediately went off of the groove, and you'll see in the final bit here where there's a little bit of a chunk taken out of the bottom. I think I might be able to get some bondo on there, but ultimately I don't think it matters. This is a pretty small area that is painted very, very black, so it shouldn't matter too much, but it's a bummer just to not have things the way you want them. But hey, that's what this is about, so let's keep moving forward, and here's the end of that video. Okay, I got those 3 slits cut out. I made one little mistake here, so it's a little bulgy. Not too bad though. This all gets painted super black, so I don't think it'll even show up. This is going to give me some good airflow through the helmet. Yeah, so next up is going to be sanding everything down to make it nice and smooth and getting it ready for paint. I did a rough sanding of the head, and then I added on some bondo and some primer. I plan on doing a ton of rounds of sanding, primer, bondo, sanding, primer, bondo, so I think a picture for each one of those rounds will suffice just to save some time, so let's take a look at those. Okay, I did some really good sanding on that brown. I think this is pretty close to where it needs to be. I'd say it's like 95% of the way there. I'm a little hesitant to take that last 5% because we still have to install the binoculars into the ears, so there's going to be some more cutting and whatnot, but for the most part, this is right where it needs to be, so I think we're going to call it here. Yeehaw! So that's going to do it for this video. At the same time I was filming this video, I was also filming another one about my 3D printed greeblies, so I'll probably put that one up right around the same time. Next time it's going to be all about the macro binoculars, which I am super excited about. So until then, we'll just end with our picture progression. See you later. Yeehaw!